नमस्कार, जय श्री राम। जब तक मिस्टर जेसन मिलर आज हमारे स्पेशल गेस्ट हैं लाइव में, वो नहीं जुड़ जाते, तब तक मैं आप लोगों से हिंदी में बात कर सकता हूं। ये अच्छी बात है। मैं आपको जेसन मिलर जी के बारे में बता दूं, जो आज हमारे साथ स्पेशल गेस्ट के रूप में जुड़ेंगे। वो अमेरिका के एक्स प्रेसिडेंट डोनाल्ड ट्रंप के एडवाइजर हैं और सीईओ हैं गेटर टेक्नोलॉजीज के। आज मैं जिस मुद्दे पे बात करने वाला हूं वह है सेंसरशिप। क्या हमारी अभिव्यक्ति की आजादी है हमारे पास, या ये जो बड़ी टेक कंपनीज हैं, जायंट कंपनीज, उन्होंने हमसे कुछ छीन लिया है सोशल मीडिया के नाम पे? क्या भारत में कोई सोशल मीडिया कंपनी या कोई बड़ा ऐसा टेक कंपनी है जो हम हिंदुस्तानियों को एक वास्तव में अनबायस्ड प्लेटफॉर्म दे सके? क्या ये टेक कंपनीज जो है वो इस देश में ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी का काम कर रही है? फेसबुक, ट्विटर, इंस्टाग्राम, व्हाट्सएप या फिर यूट्यूब ही से? क्या आपकी अभिव्यक्ति की आजादी को बड़े ही सेलेक्टिव अंदाज में रोका जा रहा है? और यह सवाल इसलिए नया नहीं है क्योंकि हम और आप तो आम आदमी हैं। जब प्रेसिडेंट डोनाल्ड ट्रंप का ट्विटर अकाउंट तक बंद किया जा सकता है, तो हमारी और आपकी क्या हैसियत? ट्विटर के सीईओ जैक जब धर्म के खिलाफ कहते हैं कि यह पितृसत्तात्मक धर्म है और एक प्ले कार्ड उनके हाथ में होता है, तो ट्विटर तो उनका है, वो ये बात कह सकते हैं। लेकिन जवाब में अगर हम ये कह दें कि आप जो कर रहे हैं वो गलत है, ये एक डिबेटेबल इशू है और हम इस पे डिबेट कर सकते हैं, तो आपका ट्विटर आईडी रिस्ट्रिक्ट हो जाता है। और प्रेसिडेंट डोनाल्ड ट्रंप ही क्यों, बीजेपी के कई बड़े नेता, उनका ट्विटर आईडी सस्पेंड हो जाता है, फेसबुक बंद हो जाता है। आप इस देश में रेडिकल इस्लामिक टेररिज्म के जब बारे में बात करते हैं, आप स्वयं बात करके देखिए, आपका ट्विटर आईडी या फेसबुक आईडी सस्पेंड कर दिया जाएगा। 7 दिन के 8 दिन के लिए आप कुछ बोल नहीं पाएंगे, लिख नहीं पाएंगे। तो लिखने की, बोलने की तो अभिव्यक्ति की आजादी रही नहीं। ऐसे में सवाल यह है कि क्या जो अब जब जुड़ेंगे हमारे साथ मिस्टर जेसन, तो हम उनसे भी पूछेंगे। आपको एक YouTube, अरिंदम चौधरी भाई, ज्वाइन बटन लेने के लिए धन्यवाद। अच्छा, आप लोग से कह रहा हूं एक और बात, चूंकि वो अभी जुड़े नहीं है तो मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट कर दूं कि इलेक्शन खत्म हो गया, इसका ये मतलब नहीं आप अभिषेक तिवारी शो का साथ छोड़ दें। मैं उम्मीद करूंगा कि आप वैसे ही समर्थन करेंगे जैसे करते आ रहे हैं, क्योंकि अभी हमें 2024 की भी लड़ाई लड़नी और कई बड़े चुनाव भी आने हैं, ऐसा नहीं है। और दूसरी बात, ज्वाइन बटन तो आप लेते ही हैं, सपोर्ट कीजिएगा हमें पेटीएम के थ्रू या यूपीआई, जो भी आप करना चाहते हैं वो डिस्क्रिप्शन में आपको लिंक वीडियो के बाद मिल जाएगा। अब सवाल ये है जो मैं कह रहा था कि ये जो सोशल मीडिया की कंपनी है, एक हमारा मित्र यूट्यूबर, आप सब जानते हैं वो हमारे कितने अच्छे मित्र रहे हैं, सब लोग तंत्र, रचित भाई, उनका चैनल सस्पेंड हो गया। क्यों? क्योंकि उनकी बातें एक आइडियोलॉजी, एक खास वर्ग को पसंद नहीं आ रही थी। तो अगर आपकी बातें एक खास वर्ग, एक खास समुदाय तक अच्छी नहीं लग रही हैं, तो आपकी आईडी सस्पेंड हो सकती है। आप जो है वो बोलने से आपको रोका जा सकता है। और चूंकि भारत ने इस बारे में कभी सोचा ही नहीं कि हमारा अपना प्लेटफॉर्म हो, हमारे डेटा पे कब्जा है उनका, और हम मजबूर भी किए जा रहे हैं कि हम वो नहीं बोल सकते जो आपके मन में। तो अगर आप वो नहीं बोल सकते जो आपके मन में है, तो मेरा प्रश्न आप सबसे ये है कि क्या हम और आप गुलाम नहीं? इसीलिए मैंने कहा कि आप मुझे जब सपोर्ट करते हैं, आपने अक्सर देखा होगा कि कई बार मेरे यूट्यूब चैनल पे एड्स नहीं चलती, उसका कारण होता है येलो डॉलर साइन। तो मैं रेवेन्यू के लिए, एड रेवेन्यू के लिए वीडियोस नहीं बना सकता, क्योंकि फिर मेरी आइडियोलॉजी यूट्यूब को समझ में नहीं आती है। क्योंकि मैं तो काउंटर करूंगा, मैं तो बोलूंगा रेडिकल इस्लामिक टेररिज्म के बारे में, वो तो मैं लगातार बोलता आ रहा हूं। मैं तो बोलूंगा कि अगर आप होली पे पानी वाला ज्ञान आप मुझे देंगे, तो मैं आपको आईना दिखाऊंगा कि बकरीद में किस प्रकार से जब काटे जाते हैं तो कितना पानी का बर्बादी होता है। लेकिन जब मैं ये बोलना चाहूंगा तो लोग ट्विटर पे, फेसबुक पे मुझे रिस्ट्रिक्ट कर देते हैं। इसीलिए आज वो खास मेहमान यूएसए से जुड़ने वाले हैं हमारे साथ, और थोड़ा सा उनके आने में डिले है, तो आप लोग बर्दाश्त कीजिएगा, या हो सकता है अगर ना आए तो मैं माफी मांग लूंगा। अभी तक कुछ बिजी हो गया उनका शेड्यूल, शायद वो जुड़ गया हमारे साथ। सो लेट्स ओके, welcome Mr. Jason Miller. Tonight we have a very special guest, uh, Mr. Jason Miller, CEO of GETTR. We often talk about freedom of expression, freedom of speech. We are surrounded by big tech companies, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. But are they really providing us freedom of expression? Because we have a very significant data analysis. USA ex-president Mr. Donald Trump Twitter account was suspended. So if think world's biggest powerful person doesn't have any freedom of expression. We are very common people. Mr. Jason, what do you think about this style of censorship? If you are Democrat, forget about if you are rightist or leftist, what is your ideology? Do you really think that we should have that freedom of expression? Our account should not be restricted for just tweeting anything?
Well, thank you very much for having me, and happy Holi to all of my friends in India and all of my Hindu friends around the world as part of the Indian diaspora. It's an honor to be with you today. The issue that you pose is the entire reason why we formed GETTR in the first place. While I truly do believe that many of these big tech companies started with noble intentions and noble purposes, I believe that they've transformed and become something different than what they intended to be. And what I think has been a noble goal to connect people with each other, to share democracy, to decentralize this power base, to allow more people to have a voice, has been replaced by political discrimination. And it's not necessarily a partisan matter, as we see in the United States with Republicans versus Democrats. We see the same way where many of these big tech social media companies are effectively practicing digital colonialism when it comes to, say, my friends in India, and persecuting or unfairly treating Hindu nationalism, for example. What we believe in GETTR, and the reason why we started the platform, is we believe people should be able to express themselves. They should be able to communicate their political thoughts and beliefs. They should be prideful of their religion, of their belief in life, without the fear of being discriminated against on the political sense, simply because it doesn't fit the view of the big tech overlords.
Sure. So what is the solution then? Is the GETTR is the right solution for us? As like in India, you may have seen a lot of BJP big politicians accounts has been suspended. Later on, after so much of drama, they restored. Even my close friend's YouTube channel, who was very polite with his ideology, his YouTube account was suspended without any reason. I mean, there was absolutely no talk about terrorism, but yes, he talked about that Taliban crisis. If you talk about such crisis and someone's big tech companies' ideology doesn't suit for that. If so, will get this benefit in GETTR? What is your exactly
Absolutely.
take?
Absolutely. And quite frankly, it's not even just GETTR. I think many people now are customized to or used to having multiple social media platforms on their smartphones. And where now maybe it's TikTok, maybe it's Instagram, maybe it's Twitter, maybe it's Coup, maybe it's different platforms who have launched out there. Who's to say that they're not now going to be comfortable saying, you know what, actually, let's have Instagram, GETTR, Rumble, maybe even some Truth Social or or Coup, other platforms that are coming into existence. Because what we have to do, this is so critical to share, is that we must decentralize all of the power being controlled by several big tech billionaires in California. I tell my friends in the United States all the time, if you're frustrated and upset that several big tech billionaires are dictating all of your free speech rights and they're from California, imagine if you don't even live in the United States. Like, wait a minute, what is up with this digital colonialism that these big tech companies are trying to put out there? We believe that a decentralized model where people can express themselves, can have this freedom of speech, freedom of expression. What I would encourage, try many platforms, but when you come together, you see not so subtly behind me our logo, GETTR. We're on the Google Play Store, we're on the Apple Store. When you download and see the functionality, the superior technology, the live streaming, the short video format vision, you see the way that you're not discriminated against politically, regardless of your beliefs. Everyone is treated the same. You don't have free speech for some, but then not for others. And enjoy for yourself and see for yourself what that looks like. But I wouldn't even stop there. I would also say explore many platforms and find where you're going to be able to communicate and share without being discriminated against. That's what we have to do, because if we allow the power to be just in the hands of these few small people, we're forever going to be servants to them.
Okay, great. So, Mr. Jason, how Indians should get in touch with GETTR? And
absolutely. And so there's the website, which is gettr.com, GETTR.com. You can go to the Google Play Store. You can go to the Apple Store, GETTR.com. Additionally, I will be visiting India from April 1st through April 8th. We're going to have a number of events that we're doing both in Delhi and in Mumbai. I'll be in actually Mumbai on the 4th and the 5th of April, and then I'll be in Delhi for the rest of the week. So this is going to be very exciting. We're so looking forward to partnering with the Indian people to help bring this democratic thought all around the world, to give people the freedom of expression, to make sure that you can express your Hindu nationalism, your belief, your pride in your faith without fear of persecution or being sentenced to, as I call it, digital jail. Because as soon as we lose that ability to freely communicate, then we lose our ability effectively of being in a democracy. And India, being the largest democracy in the world, is so critical to this debate. And I would even say, and I say this in every interview I do with my friends in India, the US-India relationship from an American's perspective is the single most important international relationship for us as we look ahead to this next century, especially with so much of the balance of power shifting to the Indo-Pacific region.
True. Mr. Jason, this is amazing. What I can, am I audible to you? Okay.
Yes, yes, I can hear you, yes.
Okay. Mr. Jason, in April, you are coming to India, right? So we'll do one thing. We'll organize another few shows after that to promote GETTR. Because in India, you know what? These people, in India, a lot of peoples are saying that we are surrounded by East India companies. These big tech companies are named by East India Company, who started to talk about freedom of expression. And once we have joined these platforms, now they are saying, yo, you cannot talk about Taliban, man. You know what? You cannot talk about Taliban. Suppose if talk about radical Islamic terrorism, whatever is happened in France, like with famous cartoonist, they shot.
Charlie Hebdo, yes.
it's my personal experience. I just shared that Charlie Hebdo's tweet, and my Twitter account deleted. Whoop! Where is the freedom of expression then? So I hope we'll get each and everything, whatever the we have consequences will not face in GETTR, right?
Exactly. So we do, just to be clear, we do have a proactive and robust moderation platform because, for example, you cannot go on GETTR and threaten physical violence against someone. You cannot push illegal activity, say whether it be child pornography or threatening
True.
to harm someone. But when it comes to your political beliefs, when it comes to your religious beliefs, many people, this is one of the exciting things about GETTR, it's not even just about politics now. We're starting to get people, whether they be professional boxers or UFC fighters or actors, or people who, or even just friends and family people want to communicate with. You say, you know what, I don't think that I'm necessarily a partisan type person, but I disagree with what big tech is doing. I don't like the fact that they censor and discriminate us for our political beliefs. I'll give you one example. The fact that Google and YouTube now put up warnings if someone discusses climate change, much in the same way they would put up warnings if someone was, say, discussing insurrection, or if they're discussing COVID treatments or something of that nature, shows you that if this isn't just about keeping people safe, this is now about world forming. And like you said, and maybe a better way, I'll start stealing this line, they're effectively trying to be the digital East India Company. And I think this is time for us to get away from these digital overlords and say, no, we get to determine what we believe is free speech, not some billionaire jerks in California.
Great. So this is amazing, and I would really love to join GETTR very soon, and my audience should also try this. And very soon we'll try to meet Jason when he comes to India. And Mr. Jason, last word for our Indian audience who really believe with two things: political ideology, and because I'm a Hindu, so I believe that my identity is as an Indian, and the first is as a Sanatani, as a Hindu. So now stage is all yours for my audience.
So as far as my views, as far as,
Yeah.
sorry, I just want to make sure I understood. Well, I mean, as far as my personal beliefs, I'm a Christian first and foremost. I'm someone who is a proud American, and I'm someone who is my personal belief is I'm a conservative. That's where my beliefs are ideologically. I would say after that, then I would probably put, say, I'm a Republican. That's my party affiliation. But that's how I would go and say as far as kind of my viewpoints and what really drives much of my thinking. But just in the same way that I wake up every day and think through, here are my beliefs, whether it be from my faith, whether it be from my ideology, whether it be from my nationality, whether it be to my party affiliation. I love the fact that on GETTR, we have people in India, such as yourself, who wake up and think through that process on their own. Or we have people in Brazil who wake up, say President Bolsonaro, who's on the platform, wakes up and thinks through from his own viewpoints, or people in Japan or the UK. We should all be very proud of our own personal faith, our own personal ideology, our own personal nationality, where we come from. And I actually think that when people are prideful and respective of themselves and of their own beliefs, they're going to be more respectful of people from other cultures and countries, because they have a greater deal of respect for knowing what their perspective is and where they come from.
Wow. Mr. Jason, before you leave, I'll just give a short summarization. When there was a election and Trump was fighting, there were a lot of Hindu people were praying for him and doing havan. In Sanatan Dharma, there is a term we used to do havan for someone's big victory. And unfortunately, it was unfortunate for us also, because I personally believe, and my audience even believe, that we had a greater relationship, close relationship with Donald Trump. Hope so next time we'll see very soon him as a again president of USA very soon.
I hope so. I'm actually going to be meeting with President Trump on Monday. I stay in pretty close contact with President Trump, and as I explained to him, I'm still going to be his #1 ally for if he comes back and runs again in 2024. Which, by the way, I do believe that he does run in 2024, and I do believe that he does win. So hopefully, we will have the Trump-Modi partnership back in effect. And I think that like I said, the relationship between our two countries is so critical for the future of democracy.
Now my audience is commenting, "Ab ki baar Trump sarkar." That means once again Trump sarkar. It was amazing to have you on my show, Mr. Jason. Thank you so much. Hope we'll meet soon once you come back to India.
Thank you so much, and love India, love the people of India, the people of the who are proud to be of the Hindu faith. This is fantastic, and I love bringing together people from all over the world. It's an honor to join you today, and thank you.
Thank you so much.